Making underground boom bap beats can be more simple than you think, and in this video I'm going to show you my personal techniques for getting that raw, gritty rap sound without needing to sample. I know most people know me for drill production, but I actually started my producer journey making boom bap beats around 10 years ago, and I still use some of those same techniques today, so I think you'll take some gems from this one. And yo, for the past few months I've been working hard on a brand new boom bap and production course bundle called the Crate Collection. It has an insane drum kit with hundreds of live recorded drum samples, drum breaks and drum fills, a royalty-free loop kit, an analog lab bank, a phrase kit, and a one-shot kit. The course covers everything about boom bap, from making melodies to drum sequencing, arrangement, mixing, sampling, and way more. And for a limited time, it will come completely free with the bundle. So if you want the whole Crate Collection at a discounted rate along with the Art of Boom Bap course, make sure you join the waitlist using the link in the description so you can get it on Friday the 21st of June. And let's get straight into it. Alright, so I've done quite a few boom bap tutorials before, and I've covered a lot of piano melodies, especially for people like Mobb Deep. So if you haven't seen that one, then just click up here. But in this one, I'm thinking we could switch up the vibe a bit and just go for a bit of a different sound. Maybe for a group like Wu-Tang or something different. I'm going to set the BPM to around 115 with the intention of bringing it down to around 90 BPM later, and I'll get to that soon. But this is just going to be for making a melody. And I'm thinking to use some rarer instruments, maybe Japanese inspired like a koto, and then some flutes maybe. One of my favorite plugins for that is still Ethno World 6. Let's pull up a koto, and then without thinking too much about the scale, we're just going to draw in a melody. We'll just start somewhere here. As you can see, I'm just using a lot of these semitones or half steps to create that darker vibe, and then we'll switch it up in this part. Yeah, we'll bring these back in. So I'm feeling this. And then we'll just randomize the velocity with Alt and R. And then we're just going to bring some of the notes off grid so it's a bit more natural. Bring down the mix though. Just gives it some low end. Alright, next up I've pulled up this Aboriginal flute from UVI. I turned on Portamento and I've just got the glide all the way up. And that's just going to make it sound a bit more natural when I'm playing each note. Yeah, there we go. Let's add some reverb to that though. Oh, you know what? This one might be better. Let's get some delay on that as well. So we're just going to have those notes at the beginning. Also just going to get the same reverb on that koto too. Just give it some space. Or an environment. Next, I'm just going to my Alchemy analog lab bank, and this is going to be part of the bundle. And then this one, I'm just looking for some sort of string or pad to add some tension. Yeah, something exactly like this. We're just going to use that same technique of adding some notes together like these. And then we could add some delay to that. Yeah, maybe this ping pong preset. Try this as well. So you'll notice the melodies so far are just really simple. They don't need to be too complex. The most important thing with these type of beats is the texture and vibe that you create. So speaking of textures, I'm actually going to go to Arcade and see if I can find just something to lay underneath it. Just search texture. Even that first one. Might halftime that too. We'll bring the smooth dial to the left. See how it just adds a bit of atmosphere. Okay, I might be changing my mind, but I just want to try something. I've just pulled up Sonoscore. I'll be using ethnic string phrases because I really like the sound of this. We might use this instead of the flute. And I've just got that same delay and some reverb on it. Now I think we can bring these chords back as well. Then bring it up the second time round. Just gonna add a couple more koto notes as well. Alright, next up, I'm just gonna add this Mark 1 from Addictive Keys. So I'm thinking we add it here, and we could do something like this. And then we could change it here. Yeah, that's the one. And then in one part, I think I just want some of the notes to fall like this. Alright, next up, I just want another layer of texture or atmosphere. So I'm going to go to my Planet Drill bundle. We'll go to the one-shot kit and then textures. And then, yeah, maybe something like this. Or water, actually. Maybe this is the one. Yeah, there we go. We'll just push that further back with some reverb, though. Alright, so from here, I don't think I need to add any more sounds, but I definitely need to flip this and get it sounding more grimy and old school. So to do that, first of all, I'm going to add sound shifter and we'll pitch it up like 4. Yeah, I'm feeling it there. And then we could add halftime to this. Yeah, halftime sounds crazy. And this is on the master. I'm feeling that. Yeah, let's get some RC20 on this as well. Just distort it. I want to keep taking it further though, because we need it sounding a bit more vintage or grimy. So I'm going to go ahead and split the pattern and we'll do a quick arrangement and then render it. So we'll have a section with everything, a section without these and the electric piano. Maybe that as well. And then we'll have one more section without that texture with only 2 of these chords. And we'll get rid of that too. And then from there, we'll go to the master. Click there, hit Alt and R and then start, and this is just going to render everything together. We'll set the rendered one to stretch. Now we need to bring the BPM down, and we'll bring it down to 90, just the classic Boom Bap BPM. Now to get more of a sample vibe, we're going to open this in Fruity Slicer, so we can just right click here, open in Fruity Slicer, click this, select beat, and if you remember, we rendered this at 115. So we're just using the time stretch, and if you look in the top left, you can see it's going from 115 to 90. And we'll pitch it back up as well, maybe like 3, and then we'll bring the attack and decay up a bit. Now we're getting that sampled vibe. I'm feeling that chop. There's something different here. Alright, so we can start with this. I've got 2 sections for some variation, which will sound sick. But then we could even add a third at some point. Before I add the drums, we need to get a bass in there. And I'm just thinking something simple. So let's go to the new drum kit. We'll go to the bass one-shots. Could use an upright bass. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, maybe we match that pattern. And that might be it. Right, let's go to the snares in the bundle. And as you can see, there's loads to choose from. And at the time I'm filming this, it's still not finished yet. So there's a mix between clean ones and then underground ones. But we're going for that underground style. I like this one, you know. Simple pattern. Alright, let's grab a hat too. Fill each 2-step. And then for underground boom bap beats, the hat pattern just needs to be really simple but natural. So we're just going to play with velocity and then hold Alt and left click to move some off grid. We're just going to follow that all the way through. There we go. Just going to tighten that hat a bit though. So I'm starting with the noise kick, but same thing with this. I'm just going to bring a few of them off grid. Maybe add another one here. Maybe copy that. And then just mute that last snare. Or if we want something punchier, could use one of these. Or we could use both. So we'll just link them to mixers, pull up an EQ on this noise one, and then just take out the low end. Alright, now let's grab an open hat. I'm thinking this one. And again, just keeping this pattern simple. Let's try a different one. would have noticed that I just muted a hi-hat every time an open hat plays. Swap that for the retro one though. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just looking for drums that sound cohesive, but what I'm thinking is the snare doesn't really match the hats. So I want to bring everything together. And remember, we're going for that raw underground vibe. So I'm going to send those drums to a bus. I'm going to pull up a plugin called Byte, and we'll use the alt tape preset. See how now they sound more like they're played together. Both a bit filtered. And I'm just going to add a little bit of plate reverb with the low cut up. Yeah, now I've got the vibe I was looking for. One other thing we could do is to just bring the swing dial up a bit. Not too much. About there could work. Alright, cool. Let's add that intro to this. Yeah, that's how we're going to start. Just with no strings. I think we can just repeat that. Could even just grab the bass before the drop. And if you listen to a lot of dark underground boom bap beats, especially from the 90s, you'll see there's not a lot going on with the arrangement. You might just take a few things out in certain parts of the beat, so I'll show you. Might even just leave that open hat out. Just have it in there. Then we can make a cut like here. Then when it gets to the verse, we could just bring everything back like this. Really simple. Quick change in the bass. Then copy this over. And then we could just bring this back in. And honestly, that's really all you need. These beats are just really simple and kind of repetitive with little small changes to keep it interesting. You could add a bit more variation in the drums if you felt like it, or maybe a couple fills, but I'm just trying to keep that 90s underground style for this one. So let's have a listen from the beginning. This one sounded grimy. I could imagine Wu-Tang or Mobb Deep on this. So then we just got the simpler one for the verse. I'm just taking out the drums in certain parts. So this could be really simple. Got what, 4 drums, and then 1 bass. So we're just gonna have this 16-bar verse and then back to the hook. So yeah, I hope you're feeling this one. If you did, then let me know in the comments. And if you want to join the waitlist for the crate collection, the link's in the description.